Today is Monday, June 16, 2014, the 167th day of the year. There are 198 days remaining until the end of 2014. Sunrise today is at 5:06 a.m. The sun sets at 8:36 p.m. Length of daylight hours today is 15 hours, 30 minutes, 29 seconds, 28 seconds longer than yesterday. Tomorrow's daylight will persist 22 seconds longer than today. The waning gibbous moon, 18 days old, rises with 86% illumination at 11:17 p.m. today and sets at 9:14 a.m. Tuesday, passing above Rutland City at 225,617 miles distant from the center of planet Earth within the 11th zodiacal designation, Aquarius, the water bearer. On this day in 1897, the treaty annexing the Republic of Hawaii to the United States is signed. The Republic won't be dissolved until a year later. A few of the players are Sanford Dole, whose name is on the pineapple, not without good reason, is the first and only president of the Republic of Hawaii from 1894, when the Republic comes into being with the help of U.S. Marines and naval forces and the overthrow of the legally established Hawaiian monarchy. Sanford Dole lobbies the U.S. Congress for annexation to deepen, broaden, and legitimize the illegitimacy of his oligarchic land grab. Dole, born on Kauai to missionary parents from Maine, is a living lesson that when strangers from the sea arrive wearing multiple layers of woolen clothing in your tropical paradise, selling a line of bogus mumbo-jumbo, insisting that you cover up, you heathen hussies, that's the time to reach for the big cookpot. President of the United States William McKinley signs the annexation treaty, names Dole territorial governor, and fully recognizes the strategic importance of the islands as a coaling and supply station midway across the Pacific. Hawaii's importance to U.S. imperialism is especially underscored during the Spanish-American War, begun in 1898 on McKinley's watch, when the U.S. takes the Philippine Islands from Spain during the Philippine-American War that follows from 1899 to 1902, and the Moro insurrection on its boot heels, continuing through 1913. McKinley, the first imperial American president, the last president to have served in the Civil War, is shot and later dies from wounds inflicted September 6, 1901 by a Polish-American anarchist on the grounds of the Pan American Exposition in Buffalo, New York. The United States does not give up the Philippine Islands until forced out by Japanese imperial forces at the beginning of the Pacific War in December 1941. Queen Lili'uokalani, the last Hawaiian monarch, deposed by U.S. military forces and business interests, is arrested in January 1895 and tried on charges she has colluded with Robert William Kalani'u Wilcox, straightforwardly nicknamed Iron Duke of Hawaii, in counter-revolutionary activities. She denies the charges. She's convicted by a military tribunal, fined $5,000, and sentenced to 5 years of hard labor in prison, commuted to house imprisonment in an upstairs bedroom of Iolani Palace. She was musical. She composes, among other songs, Aloha Oe, which becomes a popular song, well-remembered and still sung today. On this day in 1904, Irish author James Joyce begins what will become a lifelong relationship with Nora Barnacle, a porteress, laundress, and hotel chambermaid, when she's 20 years old, and subsequently uses the date June 16, 1904, for his novel Ulysses. The date comes to be called Bloomsday for the novel's protagonist, the everyman Leopold Bloom. Funny story, in 1896, when she's 12, Nora Barnacle falls in love with a teenage boy named Michael Feeney, who dies soon thereafter of multiple debilitating effects of typhoid and pneumonia. In a dramatic but unrelated, except for the involvement of Miss Barnacle, coincidence, another boy she loves, Michael Sonny Bodkin, dies in 1900 when she's 16, prompting her friends to give her the nickname Man Killer. Charming. That's what friends are for. On this day in 1925, the most famous young pioneer camp of the Soviet Union, Artek, is established. Heard of it? Dude, it's famous. Soviet Union? Nothing? Born this day in 1924, Eli Lucky Thompson, American tenor and soprano saxophone player, was a bridge between the swing era and bebop. Fed up with the music industry in America, Lucky Thompson moves to Paris, where he lives, works, and records from 1957 to 1962. He continues to record in New York, in Switzerland. He teaches for a year at Dartmouth in 1973 and 1974. He drops out of sight lives as a homeless hermit in the Pacific Northwest, where he dies in an assisted living facility on July 30, 2005. New York-born writer Henry Miller wrote, "To live without killing is a thought which could electrify the world if men were only capable of staying awake long enough to let the idea soak in." From Rutland, Vermont, this is Richard Alcott.